In this video, we are going to talk about superannuation or super. So most of us hear the word superannuation and immediately switch off. But let me tell you one thing, this is one of the biggest investments or maybe the biggest investment of your life. So if you're in Australia, if you are thinking about moving to Australia, you might want to stick around for this video. Super is your retirement fund and I'm going to break down in simple language how it works and how you can make it work for you. So let's get to the basics. What is it? Superannuation or super is money locked away for your retirement. Who runs it? Funds are run by licensed trustees. Examples are industry or retail funds, corporate funds, or even public sector funds for government employees. It's not a government saving scheme. It's run by the trustees that invest on your behalf and follow super laws. By laws, I mean LAWS. So they follow superannuation laws. So where does the money go to? Right now, your employer deposits about 12% of your salary in a super fund, and that fund invests the money in shares, property, bonds, so your money can grow over time. When can you access it? So you can't access money from your super fund until you have reached your retirement age, likely around 65 or preservation age and are retiring. In certain cases, you can also access it if you have got permanent disability or some financial hardships. Now that the basics are out of the way, let's talk about salary sacrifice. Before I touch on salary sacrifice, let me explain to you how money is paid into your super. But before that, let's talk about how employers, when they hire you, talk about super. For example, if a company is hiring you, the package could be, the pay package that is, could be $100,000 including super or $100,000 plus super. So if it is $100,000 including super, now current super guarantee percentage is about 12%. So that means that in cases of inclusive of super, it means that your employer is going to pay $12,000 out of that $100,000. That is your 12% of the salary into your super fund. So your salary that is going to come into your bank account is $88,000 as gross, and then there will be taxes and other things that they'll take out, and whatever is going, like the rest of it will come and sit in your bank account. So 12,000 out of the 100,000 goes into super fund. This is inclusive of super. When they say salary plus super, it means that $100,000 minus taxes will come to your bank account. Employer is going to pay $12,000 on top of $100,000 as your super. I hope this is clear now. So what is salary sacrifice? People often say salary sacrifice into super. Now, what is salary sacrifice? Going forward, let's always consider that your employer is paying you a package plus super. Okay, in this case, $100,000 plus super. Now, in this case, $100,000 minus taxes is going to come into your bank account every month. What you can do is you can say, hey, I also wanted to invest another $10,000 out of this $100,000 into my super fund. So you are sacrificing part of your salary into your super fund. That is called salary sacrificing into super. Now you can sacrifice $10,000. This is just an example. So you can say, I want to sacrifice $10,000 into my super fund. Now that makes your net income $90,000. Obviously, they'll cut taxes and all that, and the rest of it is going to come to your bank account. So $90,000 will be coming to your bank account, and in your super fund, there's $12,000 that your company is already paying you, and then another $10,000 that you're sacrificing out of your salary into your super fund. So per year, about $22,000 is going to go into your super fund. This is the concept of salary sacrifice. Now, why would you do salary sacrifice? For a few reasons. A, if you put money into your super fund, taxes are less in your super fund. Taxes are less in your super fund. I'll touch on taxes in the next section, but taxes are a little lesser in the super fund. So you may want to save taxes. It is also possible you're saving for first home buyer scheme or something like that, and that's why you're voluntarily saving for that scheme, and you may want to sacrifice your salary for that scheme. or you are one of those high income earners and the max tax slab is about 45% or something, so you don't want to pay 45% and you wanted to save money towards your retirement. Or it could also be that you recently migrated to Australia or something and your super is very less to start with, and you are almost around 45-50 years old, and because you want to start saving a bit more towards your retirement age, you're voluntarily contributing more money towards your super. So there could be any reasons why you want to salary sacrifice into your super. Now let's talk some numbers. Now let's take this $100,000 as an example. So let's say you are not sacrificing anything. If you were getting 100,000 per year as your salary, 100,000 plus super, but yes, 100,000 is what is going to come to your bank account. So 100,000 as your salary, without salary sacrifice, you would get about $6,400 in your bank account per month. This is all approximate numbers based off pay calculator, right? Now let's say you want to salary sacrifice about $10,000 to your super fund. In that case, your taxable income becomes $90,000. With salary sacrifice of $10,000 in this example, the money that is going to come into your bank account becomes about 5,800 odd something. Now that means about $560 odd less per month in your bank account, but $700 odd extra invested in your super account. Okay, so stick with me. $100,000, no salary sacrifice. It is going to be taxed at whatever percentage it is getting taxed at. So up to 18,000, there's no tax, and then 18 to something there's like about 18% tax, and then there's about 32.5%. So based on different slabs, for $100,000 package, $100,000 plus super package, you will get about $6,400 in your bank account. No salary sacrifice. Now you want to salary sacrifice $10,000. So $90,000 is going to come to your bank account. $10,000 is going to go into your super fund. For that $10,000, if it was coming to you into your bank account, you would be charged 32.5% tax. But because it is going to go into a super fund, it is going to be charged only 15% in this case. So there is more money that is getting invested on your behalf into your super fund. That's what you're doing. But what does that mean for your net cash flow for that month? You're losing about $560 odd. If you're okay with it, then that's fine. Now let's take the same example for someone earning $200,000 plus super, right? So because I said it's plus super, 12% of $200,000 is $24,000. So their employer is going to pay $24,000 per year into their super fund. There is also a concept of concessional super cap. Per year, up to $30,000 in your super fund is taxed at 15%. Beyond that, there's other things involved, but we'll talk about it later. So up to $30,000 you can put into your super fund, and the max tax you are going to pay for it is 15% within the super fund, right? So the employer has put in $24,000 in this example, and this person who is earning $200,000 decides to make use of that concessional cap and decides to salary sacrifice $6,000. So his super fund receives $30,000 per year, 24 coming from the employer, and the person themselves sacrificing $6,000 to make up to $30,000. In this example, if they didn't salary sacrifice at all, for a $200,000 plus super package, they would get about $11,600 odd per month in their bank account after taxes and everything. Now, if they decide to salary sacrifice up to the concessional cap, which is $6,000, they would get about $11,300 or something like that in their bank account. In this example, there's only a difference of $300. So the more money you earn, 12% of that money is going to go into your super fund. So it's possible that there is not a lot of gap to meet the concessional cap for that year. I hope this is clear. So let me summarize everything. There's a concept of salary sacrifice. You decide how much you want to salary sacrifice, if at all you want to. This is not like everyone has to do it, people shouldn't do it. It is good to know what are the pros and cons. If you do it, your money is growing for your retirement, but there is also the thing that you can't access it until you reach your retirement age. Also, your cash flow is not there as of today. If you're going to use that extra $500 to put it in your offset account, or you've got a lot of expenses going on, or you're saving up for something, or you want to go and invest in some other thing outside of super, and that performs a lot better, then you need to weigh in your options. But I hope this is clear. There is definitely some tax advantage when you do salary sacrifice into your super, but it comes at a lower cash flow. In this section, let's talk about how super is taxed. Think of super tax in 3 stages: when money is going in, when money grows, and when money comes out. So when money is going in, up to $30,000, it is taxed at 15%. If you were going to get as part of your income, it is taxed at your tax slab. We know about that. But within super, remember, it is taxed at 15% up to $30,000. Now, while we are talking about taxes when money is going in, there is a thing called Division 293. Let's say you're making about $240,000 per year plus super. 12% of $240,000 is about $28,800. But let's say you want to salary sacrifice to meet the concessional cap. So you're salary sacrificing about $1,200 to make it $30,000. So your total package becomes $270,000. Now all of this is above $250K. Now when your income plus super contributions go above $250,000, the delta, the difference between the amount that it has reached to and $250K, so in this example it's $20K, that is taxed at 30% instead of 15% in your super. I hope you stuck with me. This may not be the case for a lot of people. This is for like high income earners, but this is something that is good to know. So Division 293 kicks in when your package goes beyond 250K, and it is taxed at 30% only for the difference. If you're making, like if your package goes up to 300K, so that 50K you'd be taxed at 30% instead of 15%. Okay, the next is checking performance.